Was the UFO-looking hat a barrier to President Donald Trump's lips? Melania's inauguration outfit goes viral as Trump is sworn in. A witness in a murder case is shot dead outside the Lenasia Magistrates Court. And did a High Court secretary send salacious messages to Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge? The defense team tries to turn the case around. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Police have launched a manhunt for two suspects who shot and killed a witness outside the Lenasia Magistrates Court this morning. Police say the victim was a witness in a murder case in Eldorado Park back in 2021, which was expected to proceed to trial this morning.
He was not on a witness protection. He never received information that he was being threatened or intimidated. So it's only this morning when we heard that, no, he was shot and killed.
The victim was shot 4 times. Parliament's Justice Committee considers as closed its investigation into former Justice Minister Thembi Simelane's dubious VBS-linked loan. Chairperson Kola Ngola says the committee's job was purely to investigate whether there's a conflict of interest in terms of the minister's responsibility over the National Prosecuting Authority. Simelane was shifted to the Human Settlements Department in December, despite calls from opposition parties for President Cyril Ramaphosa to fire her.
We can handle the personal information of the minister, the only information that relates to the accusation, but only in a form of a closed session, if it's necessary.
But Simelane has since been redeployed and the matter no longer concerns the committee.
Our job is not to get any satisfaction from any point of appointment.
Advocate Muzi Sikakane has accused High Court Secretary Andiswa Mengo of omitting the alleged salacious messages she sent to Eastern Cape Justice President Selby Mbenenge. Sikakane alleges that Mengo deliberately presented misleading evidence without submitting her responses to the judge president's alleged sexual advances. Mengo laid a complaint against the top judge, accusing him of making unwanted sexual advances towards her, a junior staffer in the division at the time. If the judge is found guilty of the gross misconduct, he could be impeached.
Do you agree with me that a person who's untruthful is a liar?
This is the question Advocate Moses Kakane posed to High Court Secretary Andiswa Mengo before the Judicial Conduct Tribunal, tasked with investigating the claims she's made against Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge. Skakane submits that Mengo reciprocated the messages sent by the Judge President, but deliberately omitted this information in his statement.
You don't write that at some point in these discussions wanted half in session. In fact, we do not know when we read here that at some point you said you have no particular sex position, but you like to be surprised. In fact, you do not write that in these conversations, the objectification of women as stoves to be warmed for lustful men, as meat to be marinated, comes from you.
Skakane argues that Mengo deliberately gave misleading information in an attempt to absolve herself of any participation in the conversations.
You also sent salacious messages. Is there a reason you conceal those salacious statements from you? Can I put it to you that the reason is that you did not want those determining the panel at that point to know that you too sent things that were disgusting?
He adds that Mengo did not mention the messages to present herself as innocent. Skakane submits that the omission constitutes a lie and is therefore perjury. Zoleka Kotashe, Eyewitness News, Rosebank, Johannesburg.
That I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States.
A border crackdown is expected in the United States when President Donald Trump's first executive orders take effect. Trump has declared a national emergency along the country's southern border with Mexico. In a 30-minute inaugural speech after being sworn in as the 47th president on Capitol Hill, Trump said he believes he survived an assassination attempt to, quote, make America great again.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
Trump has also made a controversial announcement on gender that's sure to head to the courts.
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Trump has also granted sweeping clemency to all January the 6th rioters. He's withdrawn the US from the World Health Organization and the Paris climate deal. But did his wife's hat overshadow his big day? We'll have more on that later. The chairperson of the Parliament's Correctional Services Portfolio Committee here in South Africa says they're shocked at the number of foreigners in South African prisons. Chairperson Anthea Ramolabeng says in some facilities, the number of foreigners outnumber South African inmates, including in juvenile facilities.
When we went to Bavian Sport, where around 525 male offenders who are incarcerated in that facility. Out of the 525, 400 are foreign nationals. So only 125 were South Africans.
Ramolabeng said as of March 2024, the department had incarcerated 22,612 foreigners, with 690 serving life sentences. In Turkey, more than 66 people have died and more than 50 injured in a fire at a ski resort hotel. It's understood the blaze broke out on the top floors of the hotel. Videos shared on social media show people tying bed sheets to try to escape. 2 of the victims died after jumping out of the building. More than 200 guests were staying at the Turkish hotel at the time of the blaze. In South Africa, the guilty plea of a Germiston man who killed 3 of his family members has been slightly delayed due to confusion over the murder weapon. In his plea, Eugene Botha says he killed his father using a gun, but post-mortem results indicate Johannes Botha died due to blunt force trauma.
My lord, injuries from a gunshot and the injuries from a blunt force are completely different. And being such a small area, the head, I could have noted. And those injuries that I've noted are not consistent with history of or the story of the gunshot.
On New Year's Day in 2024, Eugene killed his mother, Marie, young sister Sonne, and father in a violent fit of rage at their Germiston home. So back to Melania Trump and that hat. Did it overshadow Donald Trump's big moment? Many thought so. Jokers suggested the hat was a clever tactic to avoid her husband's kiss, with one ex-user commenting, quote, "Oh, now it makes sense. Melania wore the hat as a barrier to Trump's lips." Let me know what you think. Oh, and today marks 300 days since Eskom suspended load shedding in the country. See you again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.